Good afternoon and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Thursday. It's the start of a new race week over at Del Mar. It's September 5th. So we've got one more week left of racing at Del Mar. Well, four days left. You know, they're running through Sunday. And let's try and make this meet finish up strong here with some nice days to cap off the Del Mar summer meet. So I'm going to skip the first couple races. I'm not going to be able to make it there for those, so I'm going to start off with the fourth race. I do like some horses here. I do have a late pick 5 and a couple win bets as well today at Del Mar. So the fourth race starts about 5 o'clock Central Time, so 3 o'clock Pacific Time. It starts out with a mile and a 16th on the grass for Maiden 62.5 claimers. These are fillies and mares. And, a little poker being played by some of these trainers because you can take pounds off. And if you do that, then your claiming price goes down. So 62.5 is the listed price. It can go down to 50,000 if you want to take some pounds off your horse for today. So some trainers are definitely trying to take advantage of that. And we'll see, how that works as far as them possibly winning or getting claimed, for a lesser price. So I think it's a pretty well-matched race, and I've got 4 horses I'm going to put in here to get this pick 5 started. I got a couple shorter price horses, a couple longer price horses as well. So I've got the 2 horse who is God's Favor, George Papapadromo. Papapadromo's putting the blinkers on, changing jocks, and putting this horse in for a claim, which is what he did last time. But this horse ran with a couple of these last time. I thought the horse ran a pretty even race coming off, a few months of a break. And, Papapadromo surprised me and disappointed me by coming through with a long shot last Sunday on a horse that took me out of a payoff. So maybe his barn is getting hot. I mean, it has a tendency to do that. They go hot and cold over there. This horse is 12-1. Cedillo takes the call. I think it's a positive jock switch from Valdivia, who was riding before. He's been struggling this meet. So this horse being a 4-year-old running against some of the younger ones there, so she might have an advantage there. 12-1, we're going to put the 2 horse, God's Favor. Going to also put the 3 horse, who is Vibes. Vibes for Peter Urton. Juan Hernandez takes the call. Jock switch here. They've been having Frey Sue on the horse, and Hernandez takes the call here. Certainly nothing wrong there with that jock switch. Now this horse is changing surfaces. She had run on the dirt the last 2 times. Last time she ran with a horse named Normandy Queen, who, you're probably well aware of Normandy Queen. She's been in some live races. She came out of a live maiden race, ended up breaking her maiden in a very live race, and she won back again. So Vibes ran with the Normandy Queen. Certainly wasn't going to beat her that day. But, I feel like the surface switch going to the turf, this horse should be fine on the turf by a collected out of a, that's a city zip, so turf should be fine there. This horse is 3-1. Juan Hernandez should have this horse in a good spot, possibly to win. I'm also going to put another long shot here in Magic Tip for Doug O'Neill. O'Neill puts Kyle Frey on this horse. Now this horse is coming out of a sprint last time, so going to a route on the grass. Shouldn't be any problem here, the grass, out of good magic. Should be fine here. Now this horse drops into claiming. O'Neill takes some pounds off her, and she's in for 50,000. But I like the company she's kept. She comes out of a race with Desert Rhapsody, who had come back to win her next start, and also ran with One Magic Filly and Seismic Beauty and Accuracy. So some of the most live maiden races we've seen from the Del Mar meet. So Magic Tip's 20-1 here, but she could be very live running with a weaker field, having been in with tougher. But 20-1, we'll see. Maybe we start to pick 5 off with a price there. Then finally going to put the 9 horse, who is the program favorite for Tim Yakteen. This horse is dropping into claimers as well. She had been running in special weights. Jock switch was, I think, is a positive. Going from Herrera to Frey Sue, that's a positive. Nothing against Herrera, but Frey Sue's really been riding well over at Del Mar, especially on the grass. Yakteen's putting this horse into 50,000 claiming, so he's taking pounds off her as well, trying to take advantage of a weight break. This horse is 2-1. So that's the 2, 3, 6, and 9 in the 4th race. Let's move over to the 5th race. 5th race is a route race. It's a mile in the dirt for $20,000, non-winner of 3 in a lifetime. I'm putting 3 horses in just to try to survive in advance. A couple of them are short prices. I also put one of them that could be a long shot. I've got the 2 horse who is Keen to Go, 2-1. Kelly Bainham claims this horse off of Jeff Mullins. Now, Bainham does pretty well off the claim. I think it's a little tough claiming off Mullins, but Kelly Bainham, has shown a propensity to be able to do well off claims. This horse, off a layoff, a bit of a layoff. Mullins put this in for 12.5 condition claiming, and this horse just ran lights out with a huge speed figure. So Bainham's moving this horse up to 20. Maybe see something here that this horse could run, in the next condition. So 2-1, Ayuso takes the call. Could be live here. I'm also going to put the 3 horse, who is joint venture for Phil D'Amato. Now, D'Amato brings this horse over from Churchill Downs, so they're taking advantage of the ship and win here. This horse had been running in some claiming races, some condition claiming races. I feel like, they want to get this horse in a start so they can get paid for that ship and win, and maybe 20 non-winner of 3, could be low enough for this horse. This horse did win a 30,000 non-winner of 2 at Churchill in a route race, so, that should certainly put this horse in play for here at 8-1. Ricardo Gonzalez on the horse. That's the 3 horse joint venture. Then I am going to put the program favorite, who is Leia's Candy. This is for Mark Glatt. Glatt puts this horse in for 20. This horse has been running with better. He's run with some nice horses his last couple times. Ran with Jackstown, who's one of the better sprinters on the circuit. So, certainly wasn't going to do much there, running up against Jackstown in an allowance race back in June at Santa Anita. And they put this horse in for a claim at Del Mar, 2-turn race at 32,000. I thought the horse ran a nice race, running second to Bright Leaf. Bright Leaf, I remember, was claimed out of that race and came back to run another nice race, ended up coming second off that claim. So Bright Leaf, certainly a horse that fits in these claiming races, and Leia's Candy ran very well with Bright Leaf. So that's why horse is 7-5. So I've got the 2, the 3, and the 4. So let's move over to the next race of the day. Next race is the 6th race. 6th race, a 5 furlong grass sprint. These are for Calbred allowance horses. These are fillies and mares 3 and up. I've got 3 horses here for pick 5 purposes, but I also have a win bet on a horse too. So I'm going to put the 1 horse in, Nene Diamond, for Francisco Garcia. Garcia takes this one over for Pipey, who Pipey's been, I guess, pinched for something because he hasn't been training at Del Mar, and Garcia has been running all of his horses. Nene Diamond comes off a pretty long layoff. Last time we saw her was back in February of 2023, where she wired a field of maiden special weights at Santa Anita on the dirt. So, the horse shows speed, gets Juan Hernandez. Putting the horse in just for that speed purpose. If this horse breaks out sharp from the rail, that gives the horse a lot less to do to get to the wire first. So 5-2 will put this horse in there. I'm also going to put the 7 horse, who is Diamond Bar Gal, for Brian Corner. Ayuso takes the call here. So they made a jock switch. Hernandez took the 1 horse, so Ayuso takes this horse. Now this horse has run a couple nice races. Last time out, ran in mid-August in one of these allowance races at Del Mar at 5.5. And I thought the horse ran a nice race. Was kind of, just hung out, didn't get a great trip, but still ran on to come 3rd. That was off a pretty long layoff, which, as I've said before, I don't mind betting horses coming off layoffs on grass sprints. Good trainers know how to get them ready to go. The horse was a favorite that day, was 2-1. I think she's worth another look here. Diamond Bar Girl at 3-1. And then finally, I'm going to put the 10 horse. 10 horse being Sassy Prancelot for Phil D'Amato. 8-1 in the program. Antonio Fresu takes the call. I'm putting this horse in the pick 5, and I'm also going to make a win bet on this horse. And really, the thought here is that, I'm wondering if, there's going to be some speed in this race. If they don't hold on, Fresu could figure out a way to get a trip on this 10 horse, Sassy Prancelot. And if he gets a trip with her, I think she'll be finishing up really strongly. She's been out twice here this year. Once at Santa Anita off a pretty long layoff. Ran 6.5 on the turf over at Santa Anita, and I thought just ran a very nice race that day, getting the job done in a maiden race. They brought her over to Del Mar. She ran in a allowance race early in the meet, a race won by Baby Kristen, who was a speed horse that got out, and it seemed like the rest of the field just kind of piled on top of each other and really didn't do much, where Baby Kristen just really kind of stole that race. So I thought that, she ran a good enough race, had an outside post that day. Fresu couldn't work out a great trip there, but ended up, running an even race, I thought. And I think that this horse is really just kind of all about the trip here. She's definitely good enough, 8-1. I think it's worth a win bet. That's Sassy Prancelot. But for pick 5 purposes, we are going to put the 1, 7, and the 10. All right, now let's move over to the next race. Next race of the day is the 7th race. It's a 6 furlong dirt race for Calbred. claimers, 50,000 claimers, and these are 2-year-olds. So, these are babies, and they're running for 50,000. So, a lot of these horses, the connections are giving up on them. I dismissed a $50,000 tag because I feel like most of these horses wouldn't be worth that, but they're giving up on them here, so it makes it a challenging race in my opinion. And because I feel it's challenging, I don't have a strong opinion here, so I've got 5 horses here in this race. It's a big field, so that's a good thing, but I'm going to put 5 horses here because I do have a single in the next race, so I'd like to just get past this race. I'm going to put the 3 horse who packs a punch for Steve Knapp. This horse ran one time, had a very troubled start, and just ended up pulling up out of that race over at Los Al. They're dropping this horse into 50,000 claimers. The horse had gotten some action that day, some changes here. They're doing a lot of changes. They're gelding the horse, they're putting blinkers on, and they're dropping the horse into claiming. So that could be a recipe for success there. The horse is 8-1, worth a look at a field here that's kind of void of talent. I'm also going to put the 6 horse in, who is Whiskey in a Teacup, for Steve Knapp. Now this is Knapp's other horse here. This horse is 9-2. Juan Hernandez takes the call. Now I remember liking this horse last time, and I'm pretty sure I'd given this horse out as a horse with the Laprida off angle. So Laprida had gotten off the horse. Hernandez took the horse last time at Del Mar. Horse ended up losing by a wire on the wire at 7-2 that day. So I feel like this horse shows some ability, but, there's also a reason why they're putting this horse in for a 50,000 claim, early into his career, 4 starts in. So, 9-2, Hernandez takes the call. We'll see if this horse can be good enough, but certainly worth putting in, for pick 5 purposes. I'm going to put the 8 horse, who is Winds of Freedom, for Doug O'Neill. Now, O'Neill has been just, lights out over the last week or so, been winning a lot of races. He's got one of his main men, Frey Sue, on the horse. They're dropping this horse into claiming. Horse ran one time, a maiden special weight. Just kind of didn't get out too well, so I thought ran an even enough race. But, they're seeing fit to put this horse in for a claim. 3-1. I'll put him in, but it's as of one of 5 horses, so it's not that I have a strong opinion on the 8 horse, who is Winds of Freedom. I'm also going to put the 9 horse, who is Savac, for George Parabon and Tyler Bays. Now, Bays and Parabon have paired up to do some good work over the last few years. They seem to be a good connection there. Parabon's a good trainer. I know right now he's over, but I think he's a better trainer than that. He certainly gets his share of wins and limited a number of starts over the course of a year. This horse ran one time in a maiden special weight at 5 furlongs on the grass. Just kind of ran an even race as well. Parabon's putting this horse in for 50,000. Could make this horse a lot faster. Horse is 10-1 as well, so we're looking for a price here. So we're going to put the 9 horse, who is Savac. Then finally, I'm going to put the 12 horse, who is Solo Gano, for Louis Mendez. I remember liking this horse a little bit last time. This horse was a first starter. This horse comes out of an open maiden special weight. I remember liking this horse a little bit. Horse didn't get off too well, just kind of trailed the field. This was a open special weight. They ran on the grass that day. So they're, putting this horse in for 50, changing surfaces, going to dirt. I think the horse is bred better for the dirt here, I think. And, Mendez always dangerous on maiden. So horse is 12-1 with Ricardo Gonzalez. I think he's worth a play. So that is the 3, 6, 8, 9, and 12 there in that 7th race. Now let's go to the 8th race, which is the last race of the day. And I do have a single here in this race to try to cap off this pick 5. Now this is a mile on the grass. It's a 50,000 maiden claimer for 3 and up Calbreds. And, it is a combination of 2 things. I am going to single the 12 horse because I do think this horse could run. And also what makes me feel more confident in this horse is that there's a lot of horses in here that I feel have no talent. So that's what's going to give me more confidence to even bet a horse coming out of the 12 hole in a mile grass race. Because it's not a tough, not an easy place to be out when you're hung out there. But this horse has run out, in outside positions before. Maldonado takes the call for Hess. That's a good combination there. They're taking the blinkers off. This horse is dropping into claiming race here, maiden claiming, having run several special weights. And I thought ran some good races. This horse has been kind of a victim of some bad luck and some bad trips. And I just feel like, I can look at his last 2 races he's run at Del Mar. So this will be his 3rd start at Del Mar, which I do like that as well. It tells me the horse is doing well to have started 3 times in one meet at Del Mar. His last 2 races, he ran on the dirt, the first race at Del Mar, early in the meet. And the horse ran second to Be Punctual, who I thought was a very ready winner that day and did get it done, Be Punctual. He came second to that horse. And they put this horse back on the turf, where this horse has run on the turf before, so it wasn't new to him. They put him in a Maiden, a special weight, mile and a 16th. And this horse had an outside position, never could really get in and get a good spot, near the rail. And I thought just ran an even race. Ended up getting tired late because I thought the horse just ran kind of wide. Got beat by a horse named Ghostly Act, who Ghostly Act ended up getting a great trip that day. And that horse was really ready to win after several maiden attempts. So I feel like they're making some changes here. Like I said, they're taking the blinkers off the horse. They're going from Maldonado to DeSormo. DeSormo, as we've seen, has put some really good rides in some horses and some not so good rides in some horses. Now, the last race we saw DeSormo run, I believe he won the last race of the day on Sunday on the turf and surprised everyone. So he's 7-2 in the program. I'm going to single this horse, and I'm also going to make a win bet on the 12 horse, who is Silver and Black. So let's recap here today. So to recap here at Del Mar, we're going to go with the fourth race with late pick 5, go with the 2, 3, 6, and 9, with the 2, 3, and 4, with the 1, 7, and 10, and that's in the 6th race, and I do have a win bet on the 10 horse, that being Sassy Prantalot, with the 3, 6, 8, 9, and 12, and then we got the single on the end in the 8th race, single of the 12, that's the Kent DeSormo horse for Bob Hess, Silver and Black, and I got a win bet there too. And this pick 5 ticket comes out to be $90. So if that's your speed, feel free to jump in. If you want to add or subtract, you do what fits you. If you want to play the win bets, play these races individually, play the pick 3s. You got to do what's comfortable for you. But as always, I'm going to wish you the best of luck today. Let's get some great trips, because great trips result in great luck and great results at Del Mar. Let's wish the folks over at Del Mar a great day of racing and a safe day of racing. So as always, I'm asking you to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button for me, because it doesn't cost you anything and it gets you on the feed when new content comes up. And, I just, could use some more subscribers, to be frank. Like, dislike, make some comments. Let's create a discussion. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day at Del Mar, and we will be back tomorrow, where the turf meets the surf.